Hi, this is going to be a very quick walkthrough on how to factory default one of our switches utilizing the serial port. For various reasons, someone may be locked out of the switch, be it to VLAN settings, security settings. Someone may have changed the password, the admin password, that prevents you from making any changes to the switch. So whatever the reason may be, there's a variety of reasons that one may need to factory default the switch. So one of the things that we have is in our portfolio we have a terminal cable, and this terminal cable is an RJ11 connector that plugs into the serial port on the overwhelming majority of our switches. And on the other end you have a DB9, so it's a RJ11 to DB9 cable. Better image of this would be this right here. So again, RJ11 to DB9. It does have a custom pinout. That custom pinout can be found in the user manual for our switches, and it is a proprietary pinout. So someone can either opt to configure this pinout themselves if they're handy with a crimping tool and or a soldering iron. All of the settings are also included in the user manual as far as your terminal settings. And you can either use Terraterm, Putty, or whatever your favorite terminal application is. So in this case what we have is we have an instance of Terraterm, and let me set it over here. And in this case I do know the IP address of the switch, but let's assume that I don't know the admin password. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into this serially, and what I have is I actually have a Bluetooth to serial adapter. So this is actually going to be a Bluetooth to serial connection. If you have this RJ11 to DB9 plugged in directly into your PC, obviously it would not be Bluetooth, it would be direct. So in this case what we're going to do is we're going to hit OK, and just hitting enter once, you can see here that I am now currently in or connected serially to the switch. So obviously in order to make any changes to the switch and to factory default it, most would assume that you would need to log into it. Our switches have a unique feature, and what it allows you to do is once you have created this connection, if you then power cycle that switch with this connection still up, you will see here that during the boot process you have about a 1 to 2 second window to log into this feature right here, which is called System Monitor. So during this brief instance, if you press 1, you then go into the System Monitor. Within the System Monitor you can update the operating system from a USB flash drive. You can also manage various, so if you have multiple operating systems or multiple firmwares on this switch, you then also have the ability to enable or disable one, and so on and so forth. But primarily what we're after for here is we want to manage the configurations. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to 4, and then we're going to clear the configs and boot parameters. So we're then going to do a 1. And yes, I really do want to do this, so I'm going to hit return. And at this point we'll then do a Q, and we're then going to do another Q for this switch. So this is one of our HiOS switches, so the menu may vary slightly between our HiOS and our Classic, but for the most part the general operation is one and the same to factory default a device utilizing the system monitor. So I'm just going to let the switch complete its boot. I'm not going to jump into System Monitor at this point. And you'll see here in a second that we're at a factory default switch. It's going to not have an IP address, which is, again, the factory default setting. And once this pulls up, we can then either log into it serially, utilizing the admin and private, all lowercase, password credentials, and I'm now logged into the switch. So at this point, I too can log into the switch utilizing HiDiscovery, utilizing the HiDiscovery protocol. It'll allow me to address the switch, and as you can see here, it has gone ahead and discovered the switch. So the switch currently doesn't have an IP address, and from within here I can now give it an IP address and then log into this switch. So it's a very easy, quick way to recover a switch where you may have lost the default password. And I hope this has been beneficial for anyone that's gotten stuck, and thank you for watching.